Well, they're going to start losing games. But when you have a veteran like Kirk Cousins, you talking about mastering, this is the only offense Kirk Cousins has been in when he's been successful, right? He knows his bread and butter. That's not a knock. The knock is when you have a guy who doesn't know a system, who tries to reinvent himself. Kirk Cousins knows exactly, and that's the best way, because Kurt is going to push him, but Kurt is also going to put his arm around him as well. And they're very similar, very quirky and unique. And I love that. Look, we all have something to ourselves that is cool, and I love it with Kirk. Kirk is not acting like he's different. Kirk is like, this is who I am.
The Denver Broncos are the best team that, for some reason, hasn't been talked about since the Bo Nix injury. This was the #1 seed in the AFC playoffs last year, and their highest paid player was Russell Wilson. That salary is off their books. Their quarterback costs $5 million this year. They traded their first-round pick for a guy that is a 100-catch walking dude in Jalen Waddle. This roster is absolutely loaded. It's a Super Bowl winning coach. They're going to have one of the best offensive lines in football. They got plenty good players on the perimeter. They'll have a top 10 run game. They got a clutch quarterback. They've got a defense that is as good as anyone's in football. They are the best team that for some reason we are constantly overlooking.
The Detroit Tigers. Today, they could get back to 500 for the first time since May 4th. And in fact, since they started the Tarek Skubal trade conversations in earnest, the Tigers are 9-3. As of this morning, they're in the third wild card spot. I talked to A.J. Hinch, the Tigers manager, recently, and I asked him, if you guys trade Skubal, who's going to be important for your team moving forward? He talked about the great catcher Dylan Dingler, Riley Green, some of the young players on that team like Kevin McGonigal. They need to push forward, and they have. It's amazing how they put the trade stuff behind them, and they're pushing for a playoff spot.
Baseball.
Joe, you know this. It's all about their starting pitching, which can be absolutely dominant. Aaron Nola was great last night, and this is a team that has Christopher Sanchez and Zach Wheeler and Jesus Luzardo. And look, if you're the Phillies, you're going to need dominant starting pitching because they're not good defensively. Minus 35 in defensive run save. That's tied for last in baseball. It points the bottom half of their lineup has been challenged offensively. But, man, they have great pitching. And it's funny, they could scrape into the playoffs, and they would be the team in that first-round best-of-3 wildcard series no one would want to face because of those great starting pitchers.
Fingers. And Graziano Graz. What can you tell us about Kyler Murray starting against the Giants?
I can tell you that Kyler Murray is going to start against the Giants. The Vikings named him their starting quarterback earlier this week. One of the reasons they settled their quarterback competition so early is because they want Kyler, who does not have experience in this offense, to get as many of these reps as he possibly can in practice and in preseason games. We will see Kyler Murray, I think, for a pretty good chunk of this game.
This is exactly what you want from a third-round pick. You want to be able to develop a guy. He can sit and watch, whether you like Aaron Rodgers or not, where you believe he's if he's going to be a mentor. Aaron Rodgers is going to mentor him because he's sitting in a room. Aaron Rodgers, every question, every statement, everything he says in a room, everybody's listening. So this whole narrative that Aaron Rodgers is not a very friendly person, I think it's hogwash. He is a guy, and he has changed, and he also understands what this can do for the Pittsburgh Steelers overall when he can sit back. We all want to sit back and say, I helped that kid.
Sure.
And he has the opportunity to help a kid just like Jordan Love, that you can go, people on the outside may not know our relationship, but the folks on the inside know that he really cares and he wants that young man to do well.
Last night showed why he was the #1 pick to some extent. It also showed us why the Raiders are doing this the way they're doing it. Kirk Cousins' first drive, he looked like he had mastery of the offense, which he does because he's played in it before and he's played in the league 15 years. And they want to wait. They want to hold Mendoza off until they feel like he's ready and that they're ready for him. They got to figure some things out at wide receiver. They got to figure some things out on the offensive line. So I think what we saw last night was a guy in Mendoza. We know when the lights come on what kind of player he is, right? So even if he wasn't this great in practice, it makes sense that, well, it's a game now. Like, he hasn't played in a game since the national championship game. Was pretty good that night. Knows about the big moment. But he can take his time because they believe Cousins can operate the system the way they need it to while he gets up to speed. I think if you walked away last night thinking, I understand what the Raiders are doing.
Why should we be buying stock in this team right now?
Because they do everything well. And I mean everything. And if you look at what the Cubs have done, Joe, since the All-Star break, it's not just that their pitching is good. Remember how bad their starting pitching was, how banged up they were? 3.19 ERA, fifth in baseball. Bullpen has been tremendous. 2.99 ERA since the break, among the best in baseball. but it's the offense that's really driving them right now. From the top to the bottom of the lineup, they're just a steady team. They lead Major League Baseball with 150 runs since the break with an 810 OPS. And oh, by the way, they have the best defense in baseball too. So when you're looking at the Cubs, you are looking at a well-rounded team that when it's playing well, can play with the Dodgers, can play with the Brewers, can play with the most elite teams in baseball.
Boys, put your hands together for the always dapper Dan Orlovsky, coming in complete with the Michigan bling, which, Taylor, I believe you are quite familiar with here.
I hate this thing.
Yeah, Dan, you look fantastic, buddy. I'll be honest with you. I was in here before we came in for the last segment, and you were not wearing the earring. I just would love the people, the community, and the world and the internet to let me know, is that actually following through with the bet? Because my understanding was you were going to wear it every single day for 30 days, and now we're doing the jump on, get off. Are we doing this? Are we not doing this type of game? You still look great with the block end, brother.
Thank you. I've worn it every time that I've been on ESPN. It doesn't have to be on all day that I'm on every single show for multiple hours. It just has to be on at some point every day for a month. So I look like an absolute idiot, which I don't need help with.
Dude, you look good. What are you talking about? You look good.
I look like an idiot, dude.
Fantastic.
I look like Will in the A-gap. I can't move my neck because if I move too much, it's going to fall.
If you want to expand something, expand Saturday, like expand selling fall Saturdays, ironically, which is what we're going to try and do with the table setting that we do on this show on Friday. I've always been against expanding the playoff. How about this? I've always been against the concept of creating something new and then trying to move on from the new before we see how the new works out. Like to me, last year, 12 was incredible because 12 gave us what everyone was crying for, and that's more access, but it also gave us what I always cry for, and that is the balance of urgency, like the puckering, the feeling in the stomach that a fall Saturday gives you that maybe no other platform of sport gives you because you know the playoff safety net's always there. So I know all the arguments. People can spare me with all the arguments. My counter is, yeah, but does it run counter to fall Saturday urgency? And if it does, I'm not for it. So just humble suggestion. Can we stay at 12 for a little while?
You got a new show coming out this fall, Bussin' and Pate, on campus Fridays, 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, starting September 4th. That will air throughout the college football season. Taylor, what more can you tell us? I'd imagine this is going to be a very buttoned-up production.
Yeah, this will be absolutely buttoned up. Probably the most professional production anybody's ever seen in their entire life. Just imagine this. If the leaves are falling in the fall, you go to your favorite local watering hole, you belly up to a bar with your best buds, and you have a conversation revolving around everything college football. All the conversations that take place during Thanksgiving, during Christmas, the ones that last years and years and years. You're going to be able to have that with these two other gentlemen every Friday during the fall and just talk ball, have a good vibe, have some fun, while also learning a couple things as well.
And I noticed, Will, as two Big Ten guys, you're bringing in the head of the SEC to talk with you this year. Any worries about chemistry?
Yeah, are you worried about chemistry?
I'm not worried about chemistry at all. Like again, Taylor explained it well. Your vibes are higher when you're going into work. You walk into work with a colder iced latte. The music is loud.
Seasonal.
You lean to your boys, and I'm going to say it in a Dan Orlovsky fashion, but you're like, let's flip and go. We're 24 hours away from kickoff. We're trying to encapsulate those vibes, bring it to campuses worldwide, nationwide, and you'll get to join us every Friday afternoon.
You got a new show coming out this fall, Bussin' and Pate, on campus Fridays, 2 p.m. Eastern on ESPN, starting September 4th. That will air throughout the college football season. Taylor, what more can you tell us? I'd imagine this is going to be a very buttoned-up production.
Yeah, this will be absolutely buttoned up. Probably the most professional production anybody's ever seen in their entire life. Just imagine this. If the leaves are falling in the fall, you go to your favorite local watering hole, you belly up to a bar with your best buds, and you have a conversation revolving around everything college football. All the conversations that take place during Thanksgiving, during Christmas, the ones that last years and years and years. You're going to be able to have that with these two other gentlemen every Friday during the fall and just talk ball, have a good vibe, have some fun, while also learning a couple things as well.
And I noticed, Will, as two Big Ten guys, you're bringing in the head of the SEC to talk with you this year. Any worries about chemistry?
Yeah, are you worried about chemistry?
I'm not worried about chemistry at all. Like again, Taylor explained it well. Your vibes are higher when you're going into work. You walk into work with a colder iced latte. The music is loud.
Seasonal.
You lean to your boys, and I'm going to say it in a Dan Orlovsky fashion, but you're like, let's flip and go. We're 24 hours away from kickoff. We're trying to encapsulate those vibes, bring it to campuses worldwide, nationwide, and you'll get to join us every Friday afternoon.
There is not another quarterback in the NFL that if they threw a pick in practice and it got posted on their social media that it would get that many views and or attention. Part of me, small part of me can respect and appreciate because Jalen hasn't and doesn't throw the ball over the middle of the field a ton, and it's a ball that gets thrown over the middle field and it's a pick, and it's Sean Mannion's new offense, and oh my gosh, Jalen can't do it. But the fact that this has become such a big deal when we are one season removed from him winning Super Bowl MVP, and this is coming from me now, who's been critical of him, is outrageous.